Rinpoche, do you think that the Rimé movement is also relevant for Western people now, or it was something which was particularly relevant in Tibet at a certain moment?
I think it's extremely relevant, especially in the West. Especially in the West, especially now.
Can you explain what is Rimé for those who don't know?
Because Rimé means Rimé, the Tibetan word Rimé, it's not particularly a Dharma word. It's not particularly only for Buddhism. Ri is like shori. It's like taking sides and being kind of on one-sided kind of. Me is negative. No, not taking one side. Or Ri also means like walls, the boundaries. So Rimé means not boundaries. So Rimé means like non-sectarian, but not just non-sectarian. It's not a kind of religious term. It's a very general term. But what I think is Buddhism as generally, has this approach, Rimé approach, which is like when Buddha says, I taught 84,000 different teachings to different people. So, it's based on what is needed and not just one thing right and everything is wrong. So therefore, you cannot say that this is the only thing which is correct and right and good and the rest is wrong. So I think from basically Buddhism is a Rimé approach. But and this you can say it's a movement, but it's not necessarily a movement. It's a philosophy. It's a kind of an approach.
More philosophy than movement.
Yeah, well, it's a kind of movement also if you want, but not really. It's an approach. And within this approach, what is the main thing is that there is nothing kind of a Rimé school. There's no Rimé school. There should not be a Rimé school. It's like each person. If I have my own school, I can have my own school. It's not non-conformist. Rimé is not non-conformist. Rimé is not like doing everything. It's not that. Rimé is an approach. If I am a follower of one school or one teaching or one lineage, I can be a follower very, 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 very truly, very precisely, very clearly. But that doesn't mean that I have no respect for others. I have respect for others. If I want, I can study others. If I don't want, I don't need to study others. If I want, I can practice others also. But if I don't want, I don't need to practice others. But I have to respect others because I have to see that others can be good, can be right, can be beneficial for many others. So therefore, it's a very, what can you say, it's an approach which I very much think can be and should be applied to like interreligiously or interculturally, or, throughout the world. I think it's very important thing, because there has been different, you can say, movements, like to unite, demand different kind of religions or different traditions and things like that. I know one like Baha'i, for instance. Baha'i has been a kind of school, you can say, where they believe, in many different religions. I think it's nine, I think, 9 or 7, 9, I think.
No, plus all the futures also. It's not
They have 9 different things, like Judaism, Zoroastrian, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, all this kind of... so they are very, in a way, non-sectarian. But they, what they do is, they interpret it, this is Buddhism, this is like this is like this, and this is... And so, their Buddhism is their Buddhism, like their... And their Hinduism is a little bit... So, in a way, they became a different school. They didn't, now Rimé approach is not like that. It's, if you want to preserve, you can't mix things. If you have one lineage or one teaching or whatever, you don't mix this with others. To keep it as it is. You preserve it as it is. And if you want to study, you study, but you don't mix it with others. It's kept clearly, distinctly, and that is, because we respect, it is very important to keep it. What can you say? Its speciality, its distinctiveness. Not to mix it, not to, and then respect it like this. So all different things are different. Maybe there is not much difference. That's another matter. But but it is whatever different approaches it has, that those kind of distinct different approaches are a little bit kind of almost highlighted, because it's important that they are special methods. So therefore it's not mixing things. It's not interpreting your way. It's completely respecting and what can you say, preserving as it is, and then at the same time also getting instructions and things like that, that you, a person, can use it. So there's two things. One is a person who is practicing, and one is the tradition that's preserved. A person can mix things up. If I practice, and then if there is somebody, you give me a good advice, I take it also. He gives me good advice, and I take it also. She gives me good advice, I take it also. It's good for me. And like that, if I have some good instructions from you, some teachings from here, all good for me, and I can take, one person can take a whole different thing. But the tradition, I can't mix. I should not mix, because there is some specialities of that tradition. So those I have to keep as they are. That's the understanding of Rimé. And that's the, I think that's very important to, you can apply it to many different things, I think.
Donc la question était de savoir